Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. Riley says he doesn't count the Spurs or the Warriors as NBA dynasty. There have been three dynasties in my mind. Boston in the 60s, Showtime Lakers, Michael 6 and 8 years was dynastic without a doubt. I don't know if there's one now. I mean, you don't count 4 and 6 years of the dynasty?
I mean, I would think so.
I
would think so. Maybe I mean, it depends on what Pat Riley's criteria is. Maybe his criteria is different than everybody else's.
First of all, you can't count the.
What could it possibly be?
Ocho, in the 60s, when the Celtics won, they had 8 teams. They had 8 teams. Now,
right.
And from the beginning, they had 7 Hall of Famers. At one point in time, 11 of their 12, 13 players were Hall of Famers. So I would like to think that you should. When they won 8 in a row.
Right.
But I mean, how is that not? I mean, the Lakers won 5 and 9 years. 4 and 6 years, not a dynasty. So if the Lakers, if Golden State win another, that means they've won 5 and 9 years. So I'm confused, guys. We got to Ocho.
Yeah,
I'm an old head too, Ocho. Look, I love the era that I played in. I'm protective of it, but I also give credit where credit's due. It's okay to give these new teams credit. That doesn't diminish what you did in the 80s. That doesn't diminish the Celtics in the 60s. That doesn't diminish Mike. They did that. But what? So if somebody don't win 6, they can't be so somebody don't win 6 and 8 years. Oh man, there ain't no dynasty. If they don't win 5. Come on, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Obviously, being an old head and having a difference in opinion when it comes to the criteria on what he feels a dynasty is, there's a complete disconnect.
Well, so if the Celtics players
from today's game as opposed to the game back in the day.
Let me ask you this: so if the Celtics say if you don't win 8 in a row, you're not a dynasty.
Man, shit,
thank you.
That's not happening. That's not happening. To be able to keep a team's core players together long enough to even win 8 is damn near impossible.
Yes.
And again, the game of basketball is different today anyway. It's completely different. So the chance of doing that is also impossible. And I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. The game of basketball was a little different.
Yes.
I don't want to say easier. I'm not saying a little easier. But as opposed to the players today and how much more skilled and more athletic they are,
they can shoot the ball better.
It's a little more difficult to win back-to-back like they would, as opposed to how they was doing back then.
You didn't have centers that could shoot the ball like these guys can shoot the ball now. And that's okay. There was no 16 guys like Anthony Davis. There was no guy like Joel Embiid. There's no guy like Nikola Jokic. And that's okay. That's not to diminish those guys. Those guys were great. But the guys, the skill, there are more guys that are able to do more things than they were back then.
Mm-hmm.
And don't give me that, well, they didn't do it. Well, if you could, they would have done it. They would have done it. That's the thing. Right. That's what, when Jordan, he realized, like, you know what, I'm flying through the air. But if I want to expand my game, I got to get this mid-range. So he worked on that. If guys could really shoot the 3, they'd worked on it and they got good at it, like these guys have. I mean, there are not very many bigs that can't shoot the 3 ball in today's game, Ocho. It's almost a prerequisite. You've got to. Look at all your bigs. Look at all your great bigs. I'm talking about the centers like Jokic and Embiid, Anthony Davis. They can shoot it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even Kevin Durant's not a 5, but Kevin Durant's 6'10", 6'11". He can shoot it. It's just I just don't like the fact that we don't want to give these guys credit. Yeah, the league is different. Y'all didn't want to look at the attendance when all they did was fight. Look at the attendance in the 90s with all them hard ass fouls. Nobody wanted that. People like scoring. As much as y'all complain, that's what y'all want to see. Y'all ain't bet nobody. I ain't never seen nobody parlay where they said hold this team under 90 points. Or defense. No, y'all want scoring. Y'all want touchdowns. You want home runs. You want threes. And then when the league gives it to you, it is what it is. I'm cool. Look, I understand the game is different. I understand that they've legislated a lot of physicality out of the game of basketball, out of the game of football. I understand that, Ocho, and we understand why in football.
Right.
With the lawsuits, the concussions, the guys leaving the game, and a lot of them being injured. We get it.
Yeah.
But isn't that what you wanted? Who wants to go to a game and see what they used to see in the 90s? Effing 73-71. The entire game, that was the final score.
Right.
Man, don't nobody want to see that. Just like baseball. Oh, a 1-0 ball game, the purists. Man, I want to see 10, 11 to 10.
I'm going to see home runs.
Yes, I want to see the ball going over. I want to see the ball flying over the wall. I want to see a bunch of up and down. Look, I ain't saying I want to see the NBA All-Star game. I don't want to see that bull jive.
Right.
But I do want to see teams getting up and down. I want to see a game that get into the hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
But I disagree with Pat Riley. Pat Riley also said the Heat could have won up to 6 championships if LeBron had stayed. Yeah.
Okay.
Had you got him some help.
I can agree. I can agree with that. LeBron had stayed. D-Wade was there.
But D-Wade has started to break down. D-Wade's a little older. Remember, D-Wade had bad knees coming into it. And for him to get as many years as he did, it lets you know how well he had taken care of his body. But at his age, you got to realize D-Wade went to school 3 years, so he's already 3 to 4 years older than LeBron. Mm-hmm. So when he gets in, at that juncture, D-Wade came in 2004, 03. LeBron was 03. So LeBron last year was what, 2013? So think about that. That's 13, that's 14 years. So he got in, he's damn near already about 36, 37. Mm-hmm. They lost at 14, lost to Spurs in 14. So so that's already 11 years. So if he's coming into the NBA, Ocho, at 23, 22, 23. So he at least 22. Right. So now he's already 33.
I still think they could have did it though, Unc.
They need to add look.
We got LeBron. You had D-Wade. What's tall young bull name, man?
Oh, Chris Bosh?
Yeah, Chris Bosh.
You gotta remember, Ocho, the next year he got those blood clots.
Yeah, I mean, just hypothetically speaking, if he didn't have the issue with the blood clots, I think it's possible.
But what's the likelihood? Because that's something that you can't factor in. He got the blood clots, and he really never played anymore after that. D-Wade knees had started to get bulky on him. Ray Allen was older. He could score, but he had because we got to remember when LeBron left, Ray retired. Did Ray retire? Ray retired. Mm-hmm. So he was done. I think Rio ended up tearing his ACL? I mean, Ocho, in order to win multiple championships, a lot of things have to go right.
Right.
And that doesn't always happen. And I get it. Because Pat tried to collect jewelry. Pat's the ring collector. At this point of his career, the only thing that matters to him is rings. And he realized the likelihood of him ever getting, he loves Jimmy Butler ain't LeBron. And the likelihood of him ever getting another one of those is not happening. Right. And he knows without that type of player, it's hard to win unless you got guys like you got a Jaylen Brown, you got a Jason Tatum that you groomed, that you got together, and they're okay with each other, playing off of each other. One doesn't get mad if somebody gets more credit or more pub, and you don't have the bickering. That's why Kareem and Magic, you got us big and a little. Hey, Cap, you've been here with how you want it. Magic was always deferential to Kareem. Kobe and Shaq butted, tore it apart, and boom, prematurely it was gone. You look at Clay, you look at Steph. Clay like, okay, I'll be the second or third greatest shooter ever. I'm cool with that. Right. They stay together. They win 4. Kyrie and LeBron, boom. Whatever happens, they start to butt, split it up. Yeah. So a lot of times, Ocho, you got to swallow your pride. I started watching a Dynasty today, the story about the Patriots.
Right.
Take a look at it.
It's good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna
Yeah.
check that out. Check that out.
Yeah. It's very good.